Good afternoon, everyone, all the learners, all faculty members, and my dear colleagues. This is Dr. Jyoti Shegokar, working as an assistant professor and head, Chemistry Department, First Year Engineering, College of Engineering and Technology, Akola. I welcome you in this faculty development program, which has been organized by College of Engineering and Technology, Akola, Civil Engineering Department, on the particular topic, that is uh, pedagogical methods for outcome based education system for 4 weeks, and it has been started already from 26th of November to 17th December. That is 4 week faculty development program. With this, my topic of discussion is student centered pedagogy. Here, before starting the topic, I just want to share something, that the slide which has been shared, you can see on the screen, that there is the one picture and one teacher is there and number of students, different animals are shown. So that all the animals are having different type of calibers, strength and talents, and they are according to their talents, they are having the abilities. But when one single teacher is there and he is behaving with all in the same pattern, that he has given one task, that who can climb the tree, those who will climb is considered, is very pass into that particular exam. So is it fair for this all animals? So I think that it's unfair to judge everyone by the same standard, because people like these animals, means as per their mentality, have different strengths and talents. So, one size fit all evaluation doesn't measure true ability. So, on that, this particular strategy, the message is given into this another slide. Again, you can see that one fish is there in the pond and in the pot, and it is said that to climb over the tree. So, it means that it is totally impossible. So everyone has their own unique strengths. If you judge someone based on the skill they aren't mean for, they may start believing that they aren't capable or intelligent. So just like judging the fish by its ability to climb a tree is unfair, judging a people by the wrong understands can make them feel stupid, even though they may be gifted in another way. So, with this, I'm starting here my topic with the different contents. That is introduction, student centric pedagogy, that is main concept. Then a difference between teacher centered and student centered approaches. Then teaching methodology, types of teaching methods, that is the total choral methods which are there under the heading of student centric pedagogy. And then advantages, role of technology in student centered pedagogy, and benefits of the students, that is benefits of this particular pedagogy. Now, under the heading of introduction, student centered pedagogy is an educational approach that shifts the focus from the teacher to the students. So, generally, from the since from the long ago, the teaching method is designed in such a way that teacher is a main focus. But this particular pedagogy teaching us that student must be the central or focus of the everything, because he is a main learner. Teachers to teach more, means it is more important that student to learn than teacher to teach. This is the main motto of this particular method. So it emphasizes the collaboration, critical thinking, and personalized approach, with the teacher acting as a facilitator or a guide rather than the sole source of the information. Teacher is only here as a guide or as a facilitator. So guys, it is important to understand that firstly, it is nothing but the importance is towards the student. So key principles include fostering student autonomy, promoting active and engaging learning, and developing skills like problem solving and self assessment. So these are the main mm, things that to be focused. So here, first diagrammatic representation is given. In the first half of this particular slide, teacher-centered teaching is shown, where teacher is a main uh, core part of this particular diagram. The knowledge of teacher, knowledge of experience of teacher, and all these things are together in the teacher, and teaching is just trying to inculcate in the students in the same pattern. All the students are there, and he's teaching in the way in the classroom. But it is in the another diagram we can see here that teacher is at the center portion in the same way, but here knowledge, experience, and belief of all the students is there also. At the same time, teacher is behaving like one of the friendly or one of the just facilitator or just a guide for the student. It doesn't mean that teacher should not have that knowledge. It should be there, but the way to express the knowledge, how to mm, achieve the goal in the student's life, so it must be facilitated with the help of teacher. It is important. So here you can see that differences mm, between the teacher and the student centered pedagogical methods. So the different points are there for the differentiation. Knowledge. So knowledge, in case of the teacher centered pedagogical methods, knowledge is when a point or the key, it is totally there in the teacher, while students are there only for receiving that knowledge in the same pattern. Sometimes it will become very much bored. But in student-centered pedagogical methods, knowledge is constructed by student themselves, because these methods includes that type of strategies, that type of methods, that type of patterns to when students are to gain their knowledge. So, and with more interest also. While second point, if we see that students participation, it is actively participated in the student centered, while it found somewhat passive in the teacher centered pedagogical methods. The role of a lecturer just to give lecture just as a leader or authority, while in this case of student, role is only as a facilitator, as a partner in the learning. At the same time, teachers are learning many things in this case. Okay, the next is a role of assessment. Few tests or mainly gradings are given in this particular method, while many tests, including some Google test or technological involvement, is also there. So, for ongoing feedback, these are the main methods in the student centered, which are going to be very interesting. Then, emphasis in this student centered, total value is given for the learning correct answer by hearting the correct answer, whether they are properly understood or not. But in case of student centered, it must be developing the deeper understanding, not only learning but also their understanding is there, so that they can elaborate, they can explore their own concept by that knowledge which they have already gained. So this is the difference. Then assessment methods, in this case only one dimensional testing is there, that means a test is given and they are solving the test. But in this case multi-dimensional testing is there, like the different type of problem solving in the different way, by scaffolding, by the inquiry based methods. Number of methods are there which are going to be more interesting in this case. uh, eh, so this is the main difference again. Then last is the academic culture. Academic culture in this case, we can see that it is very competitive or individualistic. But in this student centered, it is collaborative. We are together. There is a one emotion is also created in the students that we have to be work together. Collaborative learning is there, supportive learning is there, and in that way the view of the students can be changed. So as per this NEP 2020, ethical points must be included in the students perspective, which can be covered by this particular student centered pedagogical method. Now, next, teaching methodology. Teaching method comprises the principles and methods used by teachers to enable students to learning. So, number of methods are given, which we are going to see ahead. These strategies are determined partly on the subject matter to be taught and partly on the nature of the learner also. At the same time, both things are taken here in the consideration. So, there are mainly three types of methods which are to be considered: teacher centered, learner centered, and content focused method. So particularly the learner centered, that is the student centered pedagogy, are characterized by innovative methods of teaching which aim to propose learning in communication with teachers and other learners, and which take students seriously as active participants in their own learning and foster transferable skills such as problem solving, critical thinking, and reflective thinking. So all these things are there only found in the learner centered methods. So improving or just proceeding with this, the very first method under the heading of this student centered pedagogical method, collaborative learning. So in this, you can see in this small diagram, or we can say a picture, the students often work in a pair or a group so that their interest is created learning from the another. As he's learning from the another, he doesn't feel like a classroom or like a chalk and duster, or like just a teacher and a student, a lecturer and student, but just in a friendly, in a pairs, in a particular situation, the teaching will be done. So group tasks, peer teaching, shared problem solving, we are giving the chance or opportunity to their mind that to get up and to see or get aware of the all things that are to be done by yourself only. So this is the main motto. So structures, jigsaws, then think, pair, share, these are the examples. Now next is a problem based learning. In this case, the problem based learning, that is the teaching methods. Here somewhat differentiation is shown, that traditional learning and problem based learning, it is one of the type of student centered pedagogical method that we have seen, I think, earlier in this particular FDP we have got the detailed knowledge about this. So in this, the teaching method where students learn by working collaboratively to solve the complex and real world problems. So means in this picture also you can see one puzzle is given there, and they are trying to solve that puzzle by their own opinion, their own, means like the different type of methods which I've seen ever in this particular FDP. It is a very interesting to solve such type of problems by problem based learning. Instead of traditional lectures, students are given a problem first, and then said to identify that what they know, what they need to know, and how to find the information to solve it. So this becomes very interesting. This approach focuses on developing skills like critical thinking, problem solving, and collaboration. So number of times I am repeating these words like collaboration, critical thinking. So these are the very important things that are getting done in this particular method. Then inquiry based learning, it is again one of the most important type or important way to uh, make the student centered pedagogical methods interesting. So students ask the questions, explore the topics, investigate the solutions, and construct their own understandings, which is totally in means they doesn't have any challenge, that they got the knowledge. So first ask the question, the investigate it, create the answers, discuss it with friends, and then reflect. In this way, inquiry based teaching or learning is there. Now next is a project based learning. In this the projects are given, this is very important by the engineering point of view, and all the views there, because nowadays right from the schoolings, the students or the teachers are mm, buying to give the projects. So how to think in that project, what to do, what are the different ideas that are not even there in the teacher's mind also, that are there in the students minds, and they are totally get inspired or motivated by this. So a teaching method where student gain knowledge and skills by working for an extended period to investigate and respond to the complex questions, problem or challenges. So, unlike traditional learning, this project based learning centers on a real world issues, encouraging students to drive their own learning through research, collaboration, and creating of authentic projects. So, this approach develops skills such as the critical thinking, communication, and problem solving in a dynamic classroom setting. It promotes the collaboration and time management. This is also one of the important topic which can be discussed a lot. Then experiential learning. Experiential learning is a process in which learners gain understanding and skills by actively engaging in the experiences. It is called as a learning by doing. This is the word for this experiential learning. And then it reflects them to draw conclusions and apply their knowledge after this engineering degree. When student is to face to the industrial or corporate world, at that time he must have the knowledge about field work, simulation, and all these lab works. So this is also important, one of the part under the student centered pedagogical method. Next is a personalized learning. In this, the one to one collaboration is there. Personalized learning refers to an approach where teaching and learning are tailored to meet the individual needs, interests, abilities. It is passed to the different type of steps which are given. In the step one, you have to know your learner, means this is for the teacher particularly. So know your learner first, then set some personalized goals with that learner, that according to the his perspective towards the learning process, that what type of strategy can be applied over that particular student to make him the given that total knowledge. So set personalized goal, offer choice, add student choice. Some student choice must be considered here. Then differentiate instructions use, then use continuous assessment and feedback, track progress through. Whenever the feedback is given, the student assures itself that the I am also getting considered. So he with that proper responsibility, he will work and he will move towards the knowledge. And encourage reflection. Student periodically reflect on what he is studying. Then advantages: higher engagement of students, their self will involve. Then retention, communication with the others. Then critical thinking will get emphasizes there. Then inclusion, lifelong learning is possible only by these student centered pedagogical methods. So now, role of technology in the student centered pedagogy. So, without technology, it is nearly impossible to get studied, or we can say that it is having a very much huge importance in this particular student centered pedagogy. So, support personalized learning, encourages collaboration, expand access to information, support assessment for learning. So, for this all formative assessment, the builds it builds the digital literacy and future skills, particularly technology. Then it increases student motivation and engagement, that is interactive and multimedia tools when they are applied for the use, make learning enjoyable and relatable. So it enables the flexible learning environments. Student can learn anywhere, by the using of these all technical appliances, all these mobiles or tablets, phones, laptops. So it becomes more flexible, or it supports the students centered idea of the learner's autonomy. So this is very important to use the different type of technological things. Then benefits of student centered pedagogy. Here, increase engagement. Already it is said that students will engaged by their self. When students have a say in their learning, they are more likely to be motivated and engaged. Deeper understanding will be there. Then development of the critical skills by their self. So it is elaborated again in the way that different benefits, that student centered pedagogy focuses on the making learners here active participants the by their own learning. So this is also important that they are actively participating by their own, rather than the teacher is being a sole source of knowledge, or of a knowledge. Student collaborate, explore, inquire, and construct understanding. This approach brings several academic student learn how to learn, not just what to memorize. So this is very important point. Then next is a enhances a motivation and engagement. Because of learning activities, it connects to the student, their involvement, their motivation is developing there. Then third, develops critical thinking and problem solving skills. As we have seen the problem solving methodologies, the skills which are required for solving problem with a minimum time, analyzing information, evaluation evidences, then proposing some solutions from their selves, reflecting on their decisions. This is getting developed, getting inspired by that student, and by the this particular process. The next is a supports diverse learners, not only the learners that are more sincere, but also some stubborn children, or some they are having some different type of abilities. They are also getting involved by these student centered pedagogical methods, as they have to involve in this. Then uh, next is the encourages creativity and innovation. So as we are giving them to chance to think, to imagine, so they their creativity will be just comes out, and innovations are also found there. So this is very important by the view of society, by the view of some scientific communities also. So it next is it also provides a real world relevance. For example, there is some inquiry based learning or experiential learning, when the students will get experience by moving in the by going or reaching to the different industries, to the different entrepreneurs in the society for the different reasons. Then he will get related, or he come to know that what he got to know that what are the different real world problems, what is our relevance to that. So that is getting understood. Authentic problems, project based tasks, so all these are there included. Then strengthens teacher student relationship, when teacher will behave there as a partner or as a learner with them, they will get strengthened the relationship between the teacher and the students, which is very important, as it becomes more sound, it will be very important for getting the knowledge by that student or learner in the more extent. So this is also very important thing which is there. Now here you can see, uh, just I put this slide as it is a reality or dream. So all the learners, I just request you that whether it is not, we are not using it from a long time. We are generally in the teaching of the traditional, by the traditional teaching, but now it is an need of an hour that to teach the students by their own way so that they will get more knowledge. So here I am very thankful to you. Before that, just I want to say one thing, that though there are number of challenges, though there are number of problems there in front, like the there is a resistance to change. This is the thing that happens. So for the teachers, for the students, sometimes it will be very difficult, because students are not of the same type. They are some are having the dominating nature, some are having the somewhat inferior type of properties. But it is very important to get the collective or collaborative activities. While for the teacher also, sometimes it becomes difficult that to change itself. When we teaches the student, it is somewhat, means we are having somewhat different type of leadership, or that perspective towards the students. But when we want to be the facilitator, or just as a learner, it becomes somewhat difficult. But it is need of an hour that we have to be in that way, and it must be a reality. Or as it is added in the National Education Policy 2020, it becomes very important to adapt this particular student centered pedagogical method. So I hope that this topic is been very interesting, and all have understood this in a very good way. Actually, these are known topics, and we are aware of this. We are a number of teachers are also using these all methodologies, but we exactly sometimes unknown, or not aware that these are the student centered pedagogical method. So guys, with this I'm once again very much thankful to the organizer, that I got this chance to talk in front of you all scholars. So once again, I am very thankful, and I hope that this student-centered pedagogical methods are being very important, and ahead also these are very going to be very important for the use, as well as for the involving more facilitate more learners in the teaching learning process. So with this, I conclude here. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.